Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. Welcome back to Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. How have you guys been? How's your gardening coming along? I hope all of you are staying healthy, happy, and are well. Cloudy, a bit cooler day here in Long Island, New York today. However, I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys, my viewers, my subscribers, about spring bulbs, spring flower bulbs like tulips, hyacinths, daffodils. And you guys have been asking me, what should you do with those bulbs after they are done blooming? As you could see, I still have plenty of beautiful flowers over here in absolute full bloom. However, there are also quite a few flowers, especially my daffodils, which are done blooming for the season. So today I'm going to quickly tell you exactly what needs to be done with your spring flowering bulbs as soon as they are done blooming. If you guys enjoy watching this video, if you find this video to be useful, helpful, and informative, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below this video. Leave your comments below, guys. Love communicating with all of you guys. And if you haven't yet done so, do so today, guys. Subscribe to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. Super easy to do that. Just go below this video and click the subscribe button. And if you guys do not want to miss any of my new upcoming gardening videos that I make and upload for you almost daily, also click the bell icon. This way YouTube will notify you every single time I will upload a new video. Now let's talk all about what should be done with your spring flowering bulbs as soon as they're done blooming for the season. I have so many spring bulbs in my garden. Some call me an addict when it comes to spring flowering bulbs. I call myself a passionate gardener. Some are still in full bloom. I have multiple varieties of beautiful tulips still in full bloom. I have my daffodils, which are already done blooming. But I love the gorgeous pop of color that these spring flowering bulbs bring. Bulbs can be a long-term investment. Bulbs such as tulips, daffodils, crocus, hyacinths. Even though we look at them as permanent fixtures in our landscape, the only way they'll get to be permanent is if we take good care of them after they are done flowering. One very important thing to know about bulbs, flowering bulbs, is that even after they are done flowering, leaving the leaves on your plants is absolutely crucial. Here you could see my daffodils, some of my daffodils that are fully done blooming for this season. So ideally, you do not want to touch the green leaves. You want to leave the leaves alone, attached to your plant, for at least 6 to 8 weeks after your plant has finished blooming for the season. So one rule of thumb is that you want to leave your plant's leaves intact. You do not want to prune them, and you definitely do not want to cut them off for 6 to 8 weeks after they're done blooming. After that, should you choose to come in with your pruners and cut off the leaves, you can do that. In case you would like to plant some new annuals there for that pop of summer color. As you could see here, I have quite a few different daffodil varieties that are completely done blooming for me for this growing season. You can also see that I haven't cut any of their leaves. In fact, I haven't even touched them. Why? Because it is ideal that you wait until the leaves turn fully yellow and start to die off themselves prior to you cutting them off all the way to the ground. Some of you at this point might be asking, why should I leave the leaves on? What is it that they do to my flower bulbs? Why can't I just cut them off? Well, your leaves produce food, which then in turn gets absorbed back down into the soil by your bulb, which then ensures you huge, beautiful blooms the next growing season. So now let's go back to my garden and let's talk about a few tips on what you can and should do with your flowering bulbs after they're done blooming. Here you could see some of my daffodils that are clearly done blooming. Here you see some of my tulips that are also clearly done blooming. So what is going on with my plants at this stage? Well, they're busy producing seed heads, which is what this is, and essentially what this piece over here is. This is what's left of the blooming flower. So the petals have fallen off and now the plant is busy producing this head seed over here. So again, you do not want to cut any of the leaves. You do not want to touch them at all unless they are yellow and are starting to die off. But you do want to come in and you do want to cut off these seed heads. As the more you cut, the better. So seeds are taking too much energy from your plant. Instead of the bulb focusing on storing this energy inside for next blooming season, it is wasting its energy on producing and maintaining these seed heads. So you want your plant to be stronger, to bloom better for you, and to produce larger blooms for you. So get in there and cut off these seed heads. So some of you might be asking, how low can and should you cut the seed head? Not too low, you guys. Right where that stem meets the seed head. That's all you need to cut. Remember, we want to leave as much greenery, the stems, the leaves on our plant as long as possible. What else can you do with your bulbs after they're done blooming? Let's say you're limited in your garden space, in your flower growing space, and you want to plant something else in that area for the next growing season. You can dig up your spring bulbs after they're done blooming. Again, wait at least 6 weeks after your bulbs are done blooming to dig them up, and be very careful when you're digging up your bulbs. You do not want to puncture them. You do not want to damage them with your shovel, but you're more than welcome to dig them up again 6 to 8 weeks after they're done blooming, after the foliage started to yellow and die off, and properly, carefully store them until it's time to plant them again for the next flowering season. For those of you, my friends, who are growing your bulbs in an exclusive space and have other areas to plant additional flowers, I personally choose not to dig up my bulbs every year. As I plant them, again, I wait till the foliage dies down, I trim them down, and I leave the bulbs in my soil. And for those of you who are planting your spring bulbs in your containers, unless you have a dire need to replant something else in that particular container, I would leave those bulbs sitting in that soil. I do not like to damage or disturb my spring blooming bulbs. So what else can and should you guys do with your spring bulbs after they're done flowering? Absolutely nothing. All you have to do is cut off those seed heads and wait for 6 to 8 weeks for all of that energy, all of that food to go back down into your plant bulb. So you have your gorgeous, gorgeous flowers for years and years to come. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you found this video to be brief, yet very helpful and very useful. If you guys enjoyed watching this video today, show me that unconditional support by clicking thumbs up below and by subscribing to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. I hope all of you will stay healthy, happy, and be well, you guys. And I'll see you again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Bye, guys.